when you're single, kind of just living on your own and can do whatever you want to do. God, I remember those days. Hey everybody, it's Mark. Welcome back. Thanks for tuning in. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe below. If not, thanks for coming back. Today I want to talk to you guys about hobbies and making time for your hobbies. Of course, I'm approaching this from the angle of, hey, I have a family, I'm married, I work full time, I don't have a lot of free time. I'm kind of taking it to you guys from that angle as opposed to just, when you're single, kind of just living on your own and can do whatever you want to do. God, I remember those days.
Are you asking me out?
So anyways, one of my hobbies is music. I'm a very creative person, creative soul, and I need to get that out once in a while. And music has always been my main love of life. So today I'm in my quote unquote studio. I have my guitar rig here with some mics set up. I got my guitar over here. I have, yes, those are Legos back there. That's me and my daughters. And then I have my computer rig here, and I was laying down some tracks this weekend. The thing with my hobby is I can't just come here at any point in the day, crank up my amp and record. It's loud, it's noisy. I need it quiet in the house. I need to be able to focus on it without people walking in the door or whatnot. And that makes it quite challenging. So one tip I would give you guys for focusing on your hobby is, this is gonna sound crazy, but one tip is you need to schedule your hobby. Okay, Mark, how do you tell a creative person to schedule their creativity? Well, I'm not telling you that because that's near impossible to do. At this point in life, you sometimes have to do that. So for example, I scheduled this day 2 weeks ago. I said, hey, I'm going to record some tracks and send it to my friends in Virginia, which my old bandmates, and I'm going to send them the stuff we've been working on. And I'm going to make this new video. So I scheduled that out. Is that easy? No. There's days I schedule my hobby and I'm just not feeling it that day and I don't do it, or I force it, and that's not natural. But at this point in my life, the time to work on hobbies is very few and far between. So I need to come up with ways, because feeding your creative soul kind of just helps your well-being. That's not an easy thing to do when you're always working. When you yourself run a business, your wife runs a business and works full-time, and you have a daughter, and you try and do family time, it's not easy at all. So sometimes little tidbits here and there can help. So tip one, time blocks. Schedule out the time where you can focus on your craft. Ask your family, hey, can I have the house quiet for this day? Or can you guys go out for a few hours so I can work on stuff? And it's amazing how 2 or 3 hours of recording guitar tracks makes me feel totally different for the next week or two. It really kind of appeases that part of me. So tip two would be trying to find other ways. If it's not feasible, be like, hey, can you leave the house so I can work on my stuff? Find other ways to get that in. So as an example, for me, when I'm starting to write a new song or doing pre-production before I record another part, I can grab my computer, I can grab my guitar, and I can plug into my computer and I can use some amp modeling and get the sounds I want. And I can throw headphones on and go in any part of the room and start recording. That's really cool too. So that's another tip. Find what you can do within your hobby that's reasonable for that time. Along with tip two, I can play acoustic guitar too. They love hearing music in the house, so tip two is I can just play an acoustic and then they get to have ambient music through the house and I can work on my thing as well. Tip three, I would say, for finding time for your hobby is make sure that you have an environment conducive to what you do. So for example, if I didn't have a place in my house where I could set up my amplifier and recording rig, I wouldn't be able to do my hobby. And when you can't do your hobby and have that creative outlet, it starts to bring you down. You start to feel depressed. You start to feel like everything's the same. I just work and eat and sleep. Three is if you don't have the environment conducive to what you want to do, you're not going to be able to do your hobby. So whatever your hobby is, see if you can find some place, even if it's a little corner somewhere that's yours, that you can work on and do your stuff. That changes things greatly as well. It's always easier said than done. It's not so simple to just be like, yeah, Friday at 9, boom, my time. But sometimes you have to. And if you're in a relationship, if you have a family, they'll understand too, because everyone wants their time. I mean, my daughter, She sometimes doesn't want to hang out with me or my wife at all. She just wants her alone time in her playroom, and totally respect that because I can see her creativity already. She's cutting up fabrics and making dresses for her dolls. Like, she's making her own stuff. So it's also very inspiring as a parent to see your kid wanting to be that involved. I'd love to hear from you guys on what you do to find time for your hobbies and what your hobbies are. So just comment below. And if there's anything else that comes to mind that I didn't mention in the video, I'll throw it down in the comments below. Feel free to subscribe to my page too. Follow me on social media too. I have those links down in the description now. But most important, I want to hear from you. Let's take this journey together. Tell me what you guys do because I might use some of your ideas to help me with my creative time. Thank you once again, guys, for tuning in and watching the video. I love doing this, so talk to you all soon. Take care.